What were you asking?
Oh, you know, using the theory that all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
Not that you'd do anything bad,
Right.
but I think you're like a newsworthy, like, oddity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like local College Station TV could do a story on
Yeah.
Michael Gerry and his odd project.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I came into it with what I know about the media world, thinking that it's like a national news story.
It is. You might have to get it picked up local
Yeah,
first.
yeah. It'll be momentum building to get to that point, but yeah, anything that is either bad or good that happens on it can lead to traction.
So even if the news people were kind of mocking you a little bit,
Totally,
it
yeah.
would probably drive traffic to you.
Yeah, and that wouldn't bother me. I think that would probably make a lot of sense. I think this is a mind-boggling idea to a lot of people, especially with more traditional mindsets on.
Well, I think we talked about it last time. There was a movie Jim Carrey did where he was the real person. Everybody else around him was an actor his whole life. The whole thing was about tuning in to watch him kind of live stream his life.
Yeah.
Except he was surrounded by actors.
Are you saying you're not an actor?
I am not. You've been around before your live streaming passion happened.
Yeah, but that's just you were getting the character. You were convincing me that you were real.
Yep. Your mom too. It's all been a giant plan since you were adopted.
Since I was made in the laboratory. What is Dateline? What is Dateline?
Dateline is a national news TV show.
Okay.
Like you got 60 Minutes. Dateline's a competitor to 60 Minutes, kind of.
Okay.
Did you just buy more of that?
Yeah, I need a second bottle.
It's all right. I just didn't see, like, buy it. I didn't see it in the store. Sneaky bastard.
Naomi says Marv is almost as famous as Beth. Do you want to taste the taste of the Ouachita Mountains?
Not really.
You're missing out.
That's all right.
What do you think about the New York versus the filet mignon side of things?
The filet size always really good.
Okay.
It was hard to keep it with thin steak to not overcook it. It winds up shrinking for some reason.
Okay.
That is why my porterhouse is my favorite steak.
It's the combo. Did you save one side for last?
Normally I would save the filet for last. It would look like I didn't cook too much,
Okay.
so I ate it while it was still medium rare.
Yeah.
So the fillet is the muscle that runs down the spine of a cow or a pig or whatever.
Okay. Like alongside it?
Both sides.
So what is this?
Rib.
Okay.
Spinal cord.
Oh,
for
Vertebrae?
spine, yeah, vertebrae, and then rib.
Okay.
So that is the spinal cord.
So does that go out to the side?
Yeah.
And does that bone extend further?
Different. Yeah. Forward, backward. Ribs get bigger as they go forward.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Smaller as they go backward.
Have you experimented with a lot of different unconventional cuts of meat?
They're all pretty conventional.
I was watching this butcher on YouTube, and he was talking about some secret steaks that
Oh,
people skip over.
well, that's true. People skip over a lot of stuff. Problem is that secret butchers out there, and now everybody knows about them. Like flat iron steak, flank steak, are things that people didn't used to eat much,
Okay.
and it was cheap. Now it's expensive. Pound for pound, dollar for dollar. Tri-tip's probably my favorite.
Where's that from?
I don't know if it's the shoulder or the butt, but it's a triangle shaped piece of meat. I'll look it up now. Giant iPad. Somebody might answer you online before I do this. In the back.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah. Right down there. The bottom of that cut.
So what's the worst stuff on that?
The worst stuff?
Yeah.
None of it's bad, right? Because brisket, which is considered a pretty crappy cut of meat, when you barbecue it,
It's good.
you cook it slow, people kill each other here in Texas over who has the best brisket.
What about chuck?
Usually that's what gets ground up into ground beef.
Okay.
How did I do that to my screen?
This is good, right? Tenderloin.
Yep, runs through. Ribeye, it's up in here. More ribs. But when you get ribs, it's usually down. It's the rib meat that's through here.
Okay.
Because the meat up here is really good. Because the reason this is crappy and this is crappy is that's where all the muscles are that gets used. And most of these don't get much work.
What is this typically used for?
They got mixed steak out of it. Round steak. Lots of roasts. There's a better picture than this one.
I don't believe you.
I was in a grocery store. I might have even been Walmart. I think it was Walmart on Tuesday. When I got into town, checking out their meat, which is what I noticed, their meat didn't look terrible. And they had a little cow map in the meat section.
Did you find it helpful?
No, I just thought it was kind of cool. Because I think some kids just think meat comes in a package.
treatment.
What are you doing? Cleaning my screen.
Yeah.
You do realize that those are just fingerprints and they'll all come back in like the next time I touch it.
It's going to take 15 years off your iPad.
You see my last iPad?
Was it all smashed up?
Yeah.
Did you get rid of it?
No. No, because it has a phone connection to it.
Uh-huh.
And until they turn the phone connection off at the company, I'm going to keep using it. But so that was if I wanted to like hotspot something.
Sure.
So it wasn't on my phone.
Yeah.
I'd use the iPad. Well, now I have this phone that the company gave me. And so that's my hotspot phone.
So the iPad's just in a closet.
It's like, no, I use it. I don't like this one so much.
It's too big.
Too big.
I thought it was one of those new foldable laptops where it's already with the pen and stuff.
I do like the pen, that's cool. But if I want a foldable laptop,
Oh.
right? And I don't like that. So when I bought this one doesn't fold.
Yeah.
But it still has a touchscreen.
You like the touchscreen?
I do. Because you'll be typing and rather than go to the mouse, you can just go bam, bam, bam. Apple doesn't have those.
No.
And they don't have foldable laptops. What their plan is to give you one of these and where my keyboard went over there,
Yeah.
which is terrible.
I've heard really good things about their newest iPad model. It's very powerful apparently, and it's supposed to be crazy.
Yeah, where is it?
Not useful for me at all, but
Yeah, no, but I mean, the new iPad Pro.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's nice, but where do you plug your mouse in?
Bluetooth.
No, you can't even. I don't even know if they will support a mouse on here
Yeah.
or a touchpad. Maybe they'll support a mouse, but if you want, like,
You can probably get a Bluetooth touchpad.
you might be able to. But if I buy a Windows tablet and I buy a Windows keyboard or one made for the Windows system, it's got a touchpad in it. If I buy an Apple one, you cannot, or couldn't, and I looked pretty hard, find a detachable keyboard for this with a touchpad.
That makes sense.
Just not Apple's gig.
Yeah.
They make really good stuff, but sometimes they annoy me.
When they tell you what you want, but it's not actually what you want.
Right.
Makes sense.
What I really want. Spent too much time listening to 1990s rap music. Steve Jobs. What was that? I don't remember. Well, that was a very delicious dinner that I ate in front of you as payback to the delicious dinner you ate in front of me. While you were drinking your spinach water.
You were right, by the way. The pinto beans and sweet potatoes wasn't the best thing I've ever eaten. Probably skip that one next time.
Yeah, probably wouldn't have been my first choice, but, you know, whatever. The only way I don't think I'm going to like that soda that I bought, but I certainly won't know that until I try it.
Yeah. Could be the best thing you ever
It's
tasted.
the best thing you've ever had. Michael, you gotta get some of this stuff. It's better than mountain water.
It's a good thing my mom's not on the stream right now. She would be furious.
At me? No.
No one takes the Quachita Valley's name in vain.
Does anybody know where the Quachito Valley is? It's not like a toilet in somebody's backyard.
So you'll feel good about this. This really adds to your point. But I got 2017 MacBook Pro,
Uh-huh.
which I bought in 2017 when they came out with the new model, I was like, this is
You
great.
pay top dollar.
Well, in a way, I bought one when they first came out because I needed a computer upgrade for video editing.
Right.
I was like, oh, it's no
So,
powerful.
I will say this, if I was a video editing guy, I probably would have a Mac
Okay.
or an Apple product.
Why do you say that?
Because they seem to have over the years, that's the cluster, that's like all the video people I've ever seen work on Macs. I think Adobe stuff is like tailored to work better on Macs.
Actually, the opposite.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No.
Some of the
Or some of the programs are tailored to work better on Macs. Maybe Adobe's not, 'cause that's the only one I can think of the name of. And that's what I have on mine. I have lots of Adobe stuff on there.
Are you a Creative Cloud user?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
But I bought the 2017 Pro when it first came out, and I guess part of the deal is when I don't know if it's just Apple, but when a product first gets released, there are some sort of hardware software bugs that just make it not work to its full capacity.
Yep.
And so it was glitching out of Premiere, Adobe Premiere, all the time when I was using it. I was like, oh, I didn't. Thanks. I just didn't know that was a thing, and so I just figured that it was a bad computer.
Oh.
So I returned it right away, and then 2 years later, I wanted to make a similar upgrade, and so I just got the same 2017 one, and they had a recall apparently on the keyboards of the computer because if you get any sort of material under them, then the keys like stop working. And so right now it's in at an Apple shop in Bryan, and they're replacing all the keys. Yeah.
You should actually be an Apple commercial in some ways.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I mean, who else is probably harder on their? You carry it with you a lot of places, right?
I actually am like this is an early 2015 MacBook Air that's I bought used. Have used it for at least a year and a half, like pretty hard. And this year, there are a majority of days it never gets turned off, and it's in use all the time. At night, it runs streaming video all night.
That's my point, right?
It's insane.
You should get Apple to help market you. I don't have any stroke with them. Yeah, I think that's your hidden opportunity still, Michael. To figure out somebody to make fun of you on TV.
What's up?
Somebody to mock you on TV. Which will probably like tune the whole world in and you'll wind up like on A&E or something. Live.
A&E?
On Hulu. The A&E Hulu channel.
I did not know what
Arts and Entertainment Channel. It's a cable channel. I think it's part of the Discovery Group. Right, so you could be like the foundation person for a whole bunch, like the Discovery live streaming channel.
I think that'd be sick. I think that'd be really cool. If there was a catalog of channels, and every channel is just a different person, you could just flip through. It'd be so cool.
You gotta call it this. Yeah, Discovery's gonna do their own streaming thing.
The Discovery Channel is?
Yeah, to compete against Hulu. and Netflix and everybody else, you ought to hit them up and go, hey, here's what you need to really draw lots of viewers. Is like
Livestream.
Right. You could have a whole channel dedicated to multiple, or a whole segment dedicated to multiple people live streaming their lives. I think it's the winner. When they first launched, like, so Discovery Channel, I know you know who that is, and History Channel, and when they first launched those,
Hey, I was called to say goodnight.
9 o'clock?
You're probably, well, not your time, it's 11 o'clock your time.
Yeah, I just finished eating dinner.
Did you get earlier today?
We'll see. If I can get holes drilled pretty quick. Yeah. Well, hopefully they got so yeah, the cool guy likes tracks. I don't disagree. Yep.
Stand on it. I was like, oh my god, you know?
Yep.
I don't know a way around that unless you get like a gray color. That's like hot.
I think so too.
Yeah.
That other product. we go down to San Jose and get it. It's a big tube.
I'll be in San Jose.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, on Saturday.
Oh.
It's more like it. Scout. I guess that's just a risk I'm gonna have to live with, K-Bam.
Oh, got it. Well, there's an English term or American term for doing her, and I didn't see her do it for her. Got it. Yep. She's losing her own body. It'll be some driver that bring it out. That's where it should go. It's a new small. So I got to figure out how to get paid by the kids down the street.
Okay.
They don't have checkbooks.
Okay, for sure. Do you have Zelle?
No.
Okay.
I've never heard of Zelle. That's why I asked you.
Which house is it?
1,000.
Okay.
The newest one. The guy across the way has a checkbook.
Nice.
He puts checks in the mailbox. In fact, there should be one probably tomorrow. Be my guess. It wasn't there today. Yesterday. When you moved the water heater, did you actually move it, or did he help you?
No, I moved it.
Did you?
I did it the same way that GIF portrayed it. couldn't figure out another way.
You could have rolled it.
I did that a little bit, but it was like there's something that's a little bit lopsided, and it was
Right.
like muddy enough that there's the only way. It was the only way I could do it. And it was
So I just kind of did that
sure
and
strongman style.
carried it out. But I wouldn't have wanted to carry it to the street that way.
Yeah. It was really funny because I did after I mowed their lawn,
Uh-huh.
and the whole time I was mowing the lawn, the two guys next door were outside flipping tires, working out.
Oh yeah.
And so then after I finished mowing, it was like I was inspired by them, and they watched me flip a water heater down the.
You're like, you would flip a tire, but try this, man.
Yeah. Let's try to outdo that.
Yeah, my guess is those will both need to get cut, again, and then if this place is any kind of, because I don't know Texas that well, but we never cut the lawn after I moved in. You never saw it got cut last year.
Yeah.
It was fine until winter. So my guess is grass around here stops growing,
Okay.
except for maybe that shitty grass.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was there last year or not. But either way, I think it probably stops growing in the summer. Although it's going to be pretty. Well, how was their place for being muddy and sloppy?
I did it 2 days after I did this one, so I tried to give it some time to dry, and it wasn't that bad.
Did you do this one again then?
I did this one. I did it once when my mom was here,
Yep.
and then I did it again.
Okay.
After that, pretty recently. That weedy grass grew really fast.
Yes, it does. That's why I'm thinking maybe it doesn't go through the whole summer, like it's trying to reproduce.
Okay.
I haven't figured out how to kill it yet, but we'll figure that out too.
I got one ant on my heel that bit me 4 or 5 times, and I swear it was a week of discomfort from
Really?
one ant. It was like really itchy, and then itchy to the point where it was like bleeding, and I was like, I cannot believe that one ant was able to cause me this much.
Where'd you find? How'd you get bit by an ant?
So we had one live ant hill by the time I did the pushing thing.
The people call the lawnmower the pushing thing.
No.
Oh, the ant, the
Yeah.
fertilizer.
The pushing. And I did the spot treatment on that specific hill too.
Yeah.
But before I did that, I guess I was just standing near it, and then I noticed that I got bit a couple times by one ant that was crawling around me. I was like, okay, it's time to get rid of this hill, but the damage was done.
Those things are. So we had, while you were gone, when I first started killing them, I went to Home Depot, and then actually I went to Home Depot, bought ant stuff. And I guess I bought it all at the same time, the lawnmower and everything. But there were a couple up front, and so I kicked one of them, just because I wanted to, and that was fine,
Yeah.
right? Because it took them. By the time I kicked it and ran backwards,
We're all confused.
They were all confused for
Yeah.
half a second.
Right.
It was right on the edge of the driveway, right at the corner.
Uh-huh.
And within 30 seconds, there must have been 1,000 ants on the driveway looking for something to kill. And I mean, and it probably was that far from the grass.
Yeah.
And they'd spread out like 3 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine
That was a pretty big hill, though.
if you just had your foot in there and just sitting for like a minute, your whole leg would be red.
Yeah. It was maybe half the size of the hill that's back here.
Okay.
So that one had a lot of ants.
Was that an anthill?
Yeah.
That big mound?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane.
And there was that one, there was a couple over here, and then they were building one up into where you have the lawn.
Yeah. What do you think
It was
about that,
coming
by
up
the
the
way?
wall. That's fine.
Okay.
Totally fine.
Is that stuff being out there okay?
Yeah. Craigslist? You want to look up?
The clays?
Yeah. Let's see what these pigeons cost. expensive. All right, they may not be worth Craigslist.
Okay.
90 of them are $6
Really? Where?
at Rural King.
Are those tiny ones?
60 of them are $10 at Walmart. See, but that you gotta have more than 60 of them.
Are these like miniature?
Those might be miniature.
These look really thin.
Oh, yeah, they're all really fit because you shoot them with a shotgun. Right, that's the whole point.
Oh, you totally list them. for something.
135 a box is $15.
I could list those without there for like 15 or something.
Figure out how many are in the box, look it up and see how much they are. And worst case, put them on the curb for Monday. I'd use them in California maybe,
Yeah.
or I'd have somebody to give them to, but I don't know who to give them to here. You probably actually take them down to the house with all the pickup trucks and the trailers,
Yeah. And those
and
guys.
just put them on the back of the trailer,
That'd be really funny.
thinking you might have wanted these. It's an odd thing to find in a house here.
I don't think it's that surprising.
I do, because you can't use them in the city.
What do you think the nearest place is?
No. Not, really? No, that's indoor. So you've got the indoor gun range 9/10 of a mile away. But the Gunsmoke shooting range is 9.7 miles away in Smoke, Texas.
One time, one of my friends who got married had a bachelor party where they did, I don't know if it was skeet or trap, but one of those two, and I beat everyone. It's the best.
That is the best. So, your dad had Grandpa's gun. He still has it.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you hear about that situation?
No.
I guess it was like a really big fiasco because Grandpa, I don't know, I assume that he gave it to my dad, but then in his mind, sometime after he like didn't think that he had given it to him, he thought it was like more of a loan, and so he was like, I gotta get that gun back or something, and then he thought that my dad had like taken an extra gun or something, and my dad was like, I don't want you to give me guns if this is how this works.
Yeah, so I might have been part of that problem, but probably not. Because I think I told my dad if you gave him that one, then I want the two side-by-sides.
Okay.
And then he probably went looking for him and goes, maybe I gave that to Rob. Anyway.
Thanks a lot.
So the gun that Grandpa gave your dad, that gun's really made for shooting trap and skeet.
Okay.
For shooting at those things. So one of my third dates with Sharon, we went out to a friend of hers ranch, and they were throwing just at the ranch, right? He had a launcher, and we had a little competition, but they were all making fun of me because here's the guy with the fancy gun. They're all shooting their duck guns, and I brought that gun instead of my duck gun, right? So but I won.
What is a duck gun? Is that
Typically, duck guns will take multiple loads in a magazine kind of.
okay.
They have a single barrel,
So is it
longer barrel.
semi-automatic?
Yeah, exactly. You pull the trigger, it shoots. You pull the trigger again, it shoots. In California, you can only have 3 load or 3 shells.
Okay.
So you shoot 3 times. You gotta pull the trigger each time. Right, so yeah, that gun is, if you ever did want to shoot at those, you know, get your dad, what you should do is ship those to your dad.
It'd probably be so much more expensive.
Joke. Not sure if you still have Grandpa's gun, but you'll need these.
It's probably perfect space for them in the RV.
Exactly.
Run the master bed.
Pretty nice RV. You haven't been up there, have you, since they got it? Or did you go up for
No, I
Christmas?
saw it at Christmas,
right before
yeah.
you did your live streaming. And you got banned from airplanes.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty nice.
You gave me that grand tour.
Beth did, yeah. It wasn't super long. Little longer to do the tour here, but not dramatically bigger.
Did you get to see the new house too?
Yeah, that took a while. There's lots of stuff to talk about
Did you see the garage?
Uh-huh.
That's nuts.
That's where you should live, Mike. You could live in the garage up there. No, the garage is great. That's the one part of the house that I'm kind of, well, the whole house is nice, but the garage I'm super jealous of.
Because you want to have an RV in your garage?
I don't have a garage,
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
right? We took what could be my giant garage and turned it into our TV room and playroom downstairs. You know, the big room with the giant
Oh.
projection TV.
I thought you were talking about here.
No.
That's so funny. Okay.
In California,
Yeah.
I don't have a garage. Hey. I don't know where this is, doesn't tell you.
Is it a shooting range?
Yep. Gunsmoke shooting range. That's probably the one that's close to here. They're sold out on memberships.
It's too bad.
If you want to go shoot skeet or trap, it's $11. Sporting clays is $32.50. Sporting clays is really fun.
What's that?
So there's like different stations. So it's kind of like you, like you might, backyard's a bad example kind of, but you shoot from this door. And they've got one that'll go straight up in the air and come down.
Yeah.
And then they got other ones set to like run across the ground.
Okay.
You gotta shoot it on the ground. And then when you finish with that, you go to the next station, which could be, you know, maybe like from here to the corner away.
Mhm.
And there'll be something else that happens. You have trees and they run through the trees, or that's fun.
It's like a golf course almost.
Yeah, that's a good analogy, really good analogy.
Thank you.
Much better than mine of being in the backyard. Have the stuff go up in the air.
Stay tuned for your local news brought to you by Travel Listening. Want to wisely.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool place.
Learning is great. When I can keep up. Thankfully, Prevagen helps your brain. It improves memory. Dad's got all the answers. Prevagen is now the #1 selling brain health supplement and drugstore.
That's what I probably got to do is get a concealed carry permit here in Texas.
Apparently, if you're 21,
Uh-huh.
you don't have to do anything. You just have it this way. Not like concealed, but
Right.
which is weird for me because coming from LA at the age of 16, so
Actually, the age in LA is like 12, and you're not allowed to get a permit. You can buy them from the guy in the corner.
serial codes
Right.
and stuff.
I wanted more for my COPD medicine. That's why I've got the power of 1, 2, 3 medicines in Trelegy. The only FDA-approved 3-in-1 COPD treatment.
Is this your rainy day fund?
Yeah, we're gonna leave that down here. Um,
If your COPD medicine is doing enough, maybe you should think again. Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy and power of 1, 2, 3.
reading about how to get your license to carry here.
It's just a class.
Yep. So in order to get your license, you have to score 175 points with 50 rounds of ammunition, which means you've got to, yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty good. You got to be in the kill range for like 70% of your shots.
What's the distance from target?
Doesn't say. I don't know. You're shooting at that guy.
That's a pretty cool test.
Probably better than my final.
Probably way more fun than your final.
Yep. I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna lie.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna read this government crap. So I have to be in the state for 6 months.
Okay.
I can't be a fugitive from justice.
It's gonna be tough.
Not incapable of exercising sound judgment. Yeah, I think I qualify.
So, have you technically lived in Texas for over 6 months?
I got my license in November, I think. And I would claim that I moved here in July
Sure.
when I bought the house. But official documentation started in November,
Nice.
other than owning the house.
Yeah.
It's really kind of amazing because California, when I got my license here, they knew I got the license here, and I was like all kinds of things for the company with the state. And they disqualified me from a whole bunch of stuff because I wasn't a resident, which I thought was great. That's the state acknowledging that I don't live there anymore.
That's good.
My whole purpose.
Yeah.
But it only took like 2 weeks, and like the Board of Pharmacy and whatnot, they wrote letters saying, you know, we can't have his license anymore.
You said that was when you got your Texas driver's license.
Like 2 weeks. I was kind of amazed that it took. I mean, government's usually really super inefficient.
Right.
But from the time I got my Texas license to the time we got a letter from the state of California saying he can't be the person in charge of pharmacy operations, it was like 2 weeks.
Like you can't pick up pills for your family.
No, so welding supply companies are mostly all drug manufacturers. We're licensed exactly the same as Bayer or Merck or anybody else that makes drugs.
Okay.
So I personally was licensed as a drug manufacturer and a drug distributor.
Really?
And
Is that because certain gases are
Yep.
used? Okay.
and but it's the same application, the same process. If you're selling codeine or opioids, or if you're selling oxygen, which is really stupid, in my opinion. And then every business has to have, you know, executives in charge, and then people that are trained in pharmacy law that are in charge. And so I was that person.
Nice. So you knew pharmacy law?
Enough to be able to be the designated representative. And then when it came to manufacturing, I knew the Federal Code of Regulations relatively well. Not like to be an expert, but to be good enough.
So Alliance never did medical.
Yeah.
You just did. Okay. What percent of your business was it?
Less than 5. But you kind of have to do it, because even on like the industrial side, the biotech companies they want to use medical grade because it's traceable and that's what they think they got to have. And so if you want to sell them good stuff, you got to sell them crappy medical grade products. The stupid thing is medical grade product is the dirtiest stuff that we sell.
Why?
Purity specs are really low.
How does that happen? And like, why would that specifically be?
So oxygen, to be medical oxygen has to be 99% oxygen.
Okay.
To be industrial oxygen has to be 99.9% oxygen.
Okay. That's really funny. Why would medical care less?
Because if you think about what people are doing with it, they breathe it. You almost never breathe 100% oxygen. It's usually a percent of oxygen mixed in through a cannula or something. So if you're off a little bit, big deal.
So is the industrial more expensive?
No, it's cheaper.
What? So just you guys being...
It's the same gas,
Yeah.
put in the same cylinder, and medical gets tested.
Oh, okay.
And then we do specialty gas, which is even purer than medical, or even purer than industrial, and that gets tested too, but nobody wants to use it because it's not medical.
That's really funny.
I've had tons of arguments with people about that. Customers, you know.
What do they say?
That's what we want. I'm like, all right, you're not always right, but you're always get what you want. We use that a lot with my sales guys. The customers are, the old saying that customers are always right is absolutely not true. But customer gets what they want,
See what the fuck
even
is
when
that?
they're wrong.
Yeah.
Part of a good sales guy's job, in my opinion, is to explain to the customer why they're wrong and try to get them to make the right decision. But if they don't want to make it, then as long as they're not going to hurt anybody, let them make their decision. The one bad thing about having my companies registered here is your mailbox is going to fill up with junk.
Okay.
That's somebody making sure I have the proper Texas labor law poster posted.
Nice. That's good. Did you get time to read that before you shredded it?
Well, it looks semi-official because that's part of what they do,
Yeah.
make it look official. So I spent some time to open it. Read the first line, like, I hate these people. They're making me open stuff. All right.
When I was over at Office Depot getting those boxes,
Uh-huh.
which we should check out. So,
Oh, yeah. What kind of boxes did you get? I might have you go somewhere else.
okay.
Are they moving boxes?
I don't know. I went to Best Buy first because that's what you said,
Uh-huh.
And-
Did I tell you Best Buy?
I think so.
Okay.
And they said that they didn't have any.
So where I should have sent you is to you all.
U-Haul? Okay. It's also very possible that you did tell me that and I just got confused.
No, I might have not told you that because I didn't think about it until last weekend. Nice and cool up here, Michael.
Sweet. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
Like you're bordering on cold up here too. You're down to 7.
It's the first time it's been 70 up here for so long.
Oh, yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Might be too big though. So the idea is it's going to be checked luggage.
I thought about the quantity of things here, and I was like, if we get it too small, it's going to be so many loads.
Which is okay.
Okay.
'Cause it's going to be, the idea is I'm going to check luggage.
Okay.
Because I don't pay for checked luggage.
So would you think this width, but maybe a square, would be better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But we'll use these ones up.
Okay.
I might even take some of these up and bring them back.
Is there any, I mean, do you want things divided by sort at all, or?
So what I'm trying to do is get the pads back.
Mm-hmm.
The miscellaneous crap, don't worry about.
Okay, this is actually all bedding,
Okay. So
but it's all of a similar set, I think.
no, we're gonna leave all that here.
Okay. Sweet.
So the real moving pads,
Gotcha.
which are these style, and the ones that I stole from U-Haul, are what I want to ship back.
Gotcha.
And then when what's his name gets here, make this bed up for him
Cool.
and have him stay in this room. He'll have to live with all that crap for now,
Perfect. Yeah.
right? He'll
Do you have anything else that we could bring in here?
just annoy him. You didn't have to get rid of the white furniture so quick, Michael. Yeah, see, this room's bigger than the room downstairs. By
Gotcha.
Quite a bit.
Do you want to move that stuff tonight?
No,
Okay.
but we will move it. Actually, I might have you guys move it, so I don't have
Sure.
to be involved.
No problem. Yeah, we can do that.
So the thought that is that this bed will go downstairs,
Okay.
and don't move the mattress, right? Because there's already a mattress down there.
Very wise. Very wise. I was immediately thinking about moving the
I
mattresses.
can see your brain in a second.
I was going to go to Best Buy, ask for boxes, and then.
But anyway, so this bed will go downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
That bed will come up here. The big thing is the bedside tables, which is why they're so big.
Yeah.
I can't cheat that bed towards the window anymore
Yeah.
downstairs, and then the door to the bathroom doesn't open. But this one's got lots of room.
Sure. This is a nice room up here.
It is. Ethan will be stoked.
Yeah, I'll be living in luxury. So I figured Ethan and I would be like the lawn care team once he comes out.
That's awesome.
I'll do the weed whacking, push the mower.
Yep. I got to get you guys a big sombrero hat. I think that'd be perfect, Michael. In all seriousness, the dresser that's down there, we'll bring that up here too.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one that's in your room, well, maybe it won't go anywhere. You'll just leave it in your room.
So you want all the furniture from that room in here, and you want this down there,
Right.
basically. Okay,
Yep. And then we'll buy some bedside tables for this downstairs.
gotcha.
That,
What do you think of my desk?
I could come up with that. That's pretty funny. Because you really got a little creative with it.
Yeah. So
It's been remastered.
you exactly. You saw what it looked like before, right?
I did. I'll say you did a pretty good job at cutting it too, Michael.
Thank you.
For not being a builder that I know of.
Yeah,
Looks like you cut pretty straight lines.
appreciate that.
And you managed to put it all together in a manner that it didn't fall.
Immediately.
And it's got structure.
Mm-hmm. That's what it's all about.
So it doesn't wobble, I'm guessing, too much.
I also went over to that area where I thought the glass desk was,
Uh-huh.
and it was gone. So it's good because now I have to make do with this. So.
We'll find you a glass desk, Michael.
I actually am really looking forward to graduation time because I'm sure there's going to be
There's
just
going to be a ton of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, if you're not leaving town at graduation,
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be stuff everywhere.
Is there? I mean, I could probably maybe find some bedside tables. If
No.
okay,
I'm going to let Sharon go on Wayfair and pick out what she likes.
okay,
So, by the way, I tried to change the light bulbs in there.
and they're the weird kind,
Well, yeah, but they didn't work.
like this. The
Like, I think the fixture's got a problem,
okay, interesting.
and I didn't know if you made it.
Yeah, I rewired it a couple times. No, I don't know.
Oh man, it's so bright when I'm in here.
But I do think that it's possible they've been like that since I got here.
Right. I thought they worked when I first. All the lights worked when I first moved in here. But I kind of moved lights around,
Uh huh.
and I don't think this worked when I tried it. Now it's hot. Get in there. I can't find little pins.
Let me get this one.
Yeah, it should be like
like right there. But it's cooled off.
Yeah, thanks for absorbing all that heat with your hand.
It wasn't that hot. It wasn't like a regular light bulb. They just push in and turn.
I promise I know how it's supposed to work. I just. There we go.
Okay, so it does work. So the bulb, the brand new bulb I bought, must have been a bad bulb.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so it works. We just need to get new bulbs.
Gotcha.
So the new one I bought didn't work.
Yeah, leftovers for you.
I'm not all that excited about sweet potatoes to start with.
Okay.
And you could probably make that good
Yeah.
if you put a lot of hot sauce on it, and a lot of salt, and butter. Maybe not butter. Definitely salt and hot sauce.
The funny thing is that this is what my meals look like most of the time, but just with cabbage and then tuna fish added in and kind of baked together.
You were baking something when I was here last night. What concoction was?
I got a crock pot too. So if you ever, just so you know, you're welcome to use it, obviously.
I'm not sure that I'll be using a crock pot. Not when they have packages of.
You don't strike me as a crock pot guy.
Yeah. I have a crock pot at home.
Okay.
But crock pots take usually. What I would like to cook is meat.
Yeah.
And it's like a 6-hour, 8-hour process.
Mm-hmm.
Which I probably am not going to always be around here for 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
Only the grill and steak.
Way better.
So actually, from a food standpoint, had St. Patrick's Day, all the stores stock up on corned beef.
Okay.
So after St. Patrick's Day, we go buy corned beef.
Because it's cheap then?
It's like jerk.
Okay.
It's like 99 cents a pound for corned beef.
What is corned beef?
It's brisket that's been cured in pickling salts, basically.
Interesting. Is it good?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Really good. Mixed up with potatoes. Chopped up.
How do you cook it?
In a crock pot.
Okay.
Put it in a crock pot for like 8 hours, 6 hours. And good stuff. And you can throw a little cabbage in there and some carrots and potatoes, and you're done with the whole meal. Very Irish. But just a way to make the meat not spoil.
By what? By curing it?
Curing it
Okay.
with salt. And spices. Ever had a Reuben sandwich?
Yeah. Is that what that is?
There you go.
I'm not a big fan.
Are you gonna eat jalapenos and lettuce?
I'm actually going to toss some stuff in the crock pot right now.
You ready in the morning?
Exactly.
That's the great thing about crocodiles. They're really good for making pulled pork and chili verde and all those bad cuts of meat that are less expensive are all crock-potable.
Where does pulled pork come from?
It's called the pork butt, but it's actually the shoulder.
Okay.
That's the most common for that. The reason most of them are cheap is because they're tougher. They don't have as much fat. And so if you want to make something that's better for you, usually the cheaper pieces of meat have less fat in them. But if you grill them, they're really chewy. Because that cooks them really fast. So if you cook them really slow, everything breaks down. You get all. That's why brisket in Texas is.
Slow cooked, very good.
But instead of being cooked in a crock pot wet, it's cooked in a smoker dry. Naomi doesn't like cured meat.
I'm with Naomi.
Naomi likes sick meat, according to somebody else.
Sick me. It's probably a spilling air there.
And then that person loves corned beef and pastrami, so.
Oh yeah. The more disease, the better.
You know, I forgot to do something.
What's that?
I was going to have you help me with the cable.
With this cable?
Figuring out which the wires are outside.
Okay.
We'll do that next time.
Is there any other parting things that we should talk about house related?
No.
Okay.
I got to figure out a splitter for out there so that all the rooms have the wires hooked up.
Okay.
So I've got two hooked up right now. That bedroom works, that one doesn't. I got to figure out which one goes to that bedroom.
Okay.
And which one goes to that bedroom.
Gotcha.
And then I got to plug in a different one until I figure out which one makes that bedroom. I was not nearly as productive yesterday as I thought maybe I would be. Or today, for that matter.
Usually you're really productive when you're down here.
I am. But I was productive in other stuff.
Mm-hmm. You have to have sleep to be productive too.
Yeah. It would have been good though, because I wasn't productive when I wasn't sleeping, when I was hot.
Yeah.
So I kind of just moved that unproductivity forward.
Nice.
So in the short term, probably makes sense just to go buy some ice. It's like $1.25 a bag, $1.79 a bag. But I'll try to figure out if I can get the right one ordered, and then we'll replace it here.
Are you confident that it's the ice maker itself that's broken?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a reason that they're $50. Freezer seems to work.
There's one time my parents, maybe this is a lower tech fridge, but their ice maker stopped working, and they had like a guy come out, and he said it was the motherboard.
Could be. But I think this particular ice maker, because this one's so low tech, doesn't have much of a board.
Okay.
Because it just, this whole thing unscrews from here, and then it plugs in back there, and that's it.
Nice.
I keep trying to turn it on and off, thinking that'll.
Same, yeah. I did that so many times. Maybe like wedging this back further would.
Yeah. This one looks pretty basic and simple.
Cool.
Which is probably good.
what it tastes like? Marshmallows. All marshmallows.